What's up, everyone? It's Vascal Hound, and this is Otherciders. So, this is a very dark, stylish, crazy anime-esque, brutal tactics game. So, when you start the game, so let's say you're starting a new game, you can choose from two things. You can choose from Nightmare, which is, yes, ridiculously hard. It's too difficult at this point for me because this game you need to know what you're doing when you're playing it. Dream. Dream is less punishing in a way of that your daughters recover. Your daughters recover, which is nicer. And you get a free token to resurrect your girls. So yeah, definitely play Dream the first time you play this game. So this is my little profile I have going on. I reset the game. How the game is, it's kind of like a roguelike kind of thing. Is as you further go on and complete the game, is you unlock more and more things in the codex, in memories, things you can use, and in remembrance. Let's go back here. So codex, these are all different memories and what they do. You can see it at the top. Departure, what it does. Discovery, what it does. And then events, these are random things that pop up as you're playing. It will tell you, hey, this something's going to pop up. Each one of them, they do something. Just something. You don't know if it is something super duper good or super duper bad or whatever. But I only have a very few unlocked. And then you get these, the remembrances. These are different items as you play and you do certain things, like close 20 synapses, 30, deal damage, defeat bosses. You get stuff that you can use the shards that you get by doing the synapses, the missions, to unlock this stuff. So, with the game, you start out with three kinds of daughters, and which are here. The Blade Master, which is, your fast-moving, hard-hitting, very low armor unit. You have your Shield Breaker, which is heavy armor, slower, but is a tank, can attack, can take a lot of damage, but can dish out the crazy amount of damage at once. So the Blade Master does a single strike, which is a high damage. The Shield Breaker can use a shield to stun an opponent, slow them down on the timeline, or use a spear and attack 3 times. And that's a single action. Then you get the Soul Slinger, which is the ranged unit, the weakest unit of them all, but has a lot of different abilities. Those are the 3 you start out with. The Scythe Dancer you get later on, which is a unique class that's like between the Soul Slinger and Blade Master, which does higher damage and can do area effects, and has many different effects and skills, kind of how the Soul Slinger does. A lot of the Scythe Dancer's abilities are AoE, which is very helpful, especially when you have multiple units, multiple guys on at your group at once. So, the recollections, that's how many times you've beaten the game, or not beaten the game, how many times you reset. Says, next recollection. You can start a new recollection at any time that gives you shards, which will activate remembrances bonuses. So yeah, you get shards by doing missions like this one here. So I'm just going to put some daughters together. Blade Masters are always a unit you want to at least have with you, just because they're the armor breakers. The Soul Slinger is one of your strongest. It's a very useful multi skilled class that has AoE attacks, movement attacks, uh, push attacks. Very useful. And then you get your, let me go down to this one, your Scythe Dancer. If you look at each one of the daughters, even in the list, they all look different. It's random. After this mission, I will show you what I'm talking about when you create a new daughter. So the red character is called the Red Mother, pretty much the one that's commanding all this that's going on. And if you notice, everything is black and white except for red. Yeah, that's the game style. It's supposed to be like a film noir, dark, cold, twisted, and then what even makes it more twisted is like the things you fight. Like you can see it's a plague butcher, infected, stuff like that. Okay, so her turn's done. And then if you look at the bottom, you can see the timeline of what's going on. So Felicity is next, our Blade Master. You can move on here, or you can use one of her abilities. Is that the Blade Dancer is all about speed, trying to get there quick as possible. Lightning Attack is an attack where you can attack from a range. You can do a dash. Sidestep is a move. So Blade Dancer want to get to their enemy as quick as possible. Imbue Blade is more of a stronger attack. If you look, when I don't have it chosen, if you look at the timeline, then I go down, that little clock appears at 30. Pretty much that clock says on the timeline that's when the blast happens, the attack. And if you notice, like how I'm moving my characters, I'm only going to 50. Like, I'm not going past 50. It's part of the character's AP usage is that if you only go down to 50, or like no past 50, your character will only go to the halfway point. But if you go past, so like look at Felicity, she's going to be 47. Then if I do another action, she's going to go 94. So she's further back than the others. But I'm not going to do that. And the Soul Slinger. Yeah, it has shot, range attacks. And then there's a blast attack. This is a blast attack that allows you to move to anywhere inside the outer red circle, the outer red square. This one is a blast that I can smack somebody and they get shot from the center point. And then detonating is on them and it hits everyone around there. They have a lot of AoE attacks, some of them are strong, some of them are okay. You can boost all their attacks. Basic shot, they attack 3 times, which is more than enough and everything you need them to do. Especially when you boost it up, you can do higher damage, as I did there. 500, so overall that's 1,500 plus. Like Felicity, the Blade Master only does a single attack, which has a chance of missing and you don't get another hit to do damage, but we're talking about it does 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. It's the high-hitting armor breaker. There's some units, if you look at the larva, look at its name on the upper right hand, it had a little shield that has a number. That shield is the damage reduction. Yeah, it might be 0, it might be 50 on some units, some things, but even if you look at Amy, it's how it is 39, so it reduces damage by 39 points. But that is just, that's not terribly high. It's just like, okay, they have a little bit of protection. You go to Felicity, she's 20, you go to Temperance, and it's 48. The Shield Bearer has 80 and 80-ish or so, has ways to increase it by several hundred points. I think the highest I ever got it was up to 800 armor, which a boss could barely even damage me. And yeah, you might see the characters is like, oh yeah, 700 damage, that might hurt, but I can survive. Well, this is after having all the stuff, all the bonuses. Their life is like 3 times higher than it would normally be. So 700 taking away like 1200. That's a lot. That's more than half your life. Okay. I'm just moving her up here. What's nice about the Scythe Dancers, they can take armor away. Yeah, it has a range attack. It's not the most powerful, but I'm just moving my character just so I can get. But as I was saying, with the Blade Master, the lightning attack, I can hit from there, but it moves the character. You can see the red image where my character is going to be afterwards. Didn't do too much damage, but when you go to the slash, it says a little bit, does a little bit more. These are the they're the armor breaking units.
A
You can
bitter
boost them up,
victory.
which this is a lower level character, which I have not boosted up. So she is quite weak still. Boosting up your characters is you get stuff in the game that are called memories. The memories allow you to do multiple different things. It has just a whole bunch of different things. I showed you it earlier. The memories, you can attach it to an attack, a skill, a move for one of your characters, which does the effect. Yeah, you can see there it does 150 armor. And loses her armor, which they already have very little armor, so it's kind of doesn't do much, but it still reduces damage by a bit. Imbue Blade is delayed action, so it comes up later, but it's a stronger attack. And delayed actions don't miss. To have a really tricky thing, use a delayed. If you have a really tricky enemy you're fighting that keeps dodging all your stuff, use a delayed action. Yeah, if you look at that, is you can see down there on the right hand side, it says armor damage negative 150, which she does higher damage. Still, it will take it out just because of the lower life the enemy has. And if you look up top, it says eight enemies remaining. Yeah, there's some back here, but there's more that do spawn. And the delayed action does that higher damage. So it's best to use it when your character has the least amount of
memories once locked away from us.
What's that called? Okay, so gonna move her there. If you look right there, yeah, I'm moving the character, she goes further back in the timeline. But the Fury, Dance of Fury, yeah, she gets more armor every time she's attacked, and it does take life to use them, but these are reactionary. Reactionary interruption, they're very powerful, but they do cost character life, which makes it very difficult on Nightmare mode. Just because some of the most useful abilities in the game you really can't use as often as you would like. Yeah, 0 damage. Go armor goes up even more. Attack goes up even more.
Another terror to haunt us.
So that is nice because look, I think I have a new record on armor. Almost 1,000. And yeah, every time she's attacked, it's just going to keep going up and up and up. And it just... like, reaction abilities, interruption are literally the most powerful, useful abilities in the game. Especially with the Soul Slinger. With the interrupting shot, interrupting round. Is when an enemy attacks, you literally smack them and they can't use their attack. It's so useful in boss when you have multiple gunslingers or other people doing that. And it's just the boss really can't do anything. Except buff itself. And it's very satisfying to see too, that you pretty much neuter a boss. Alright, so I'm just gonna hurry
Memories once locked away from us.
What you keep seeing is like Purpose Unlock, Witch Unlock, Visitor Unlock. That's memories that you are gaining.
Flesh is its
And yeah, you gain multiple different kinds of memories in the game as you go on. And just the memories are useful. There's something that you do need.
A bitter victory.
The sidestep, it just allows you to move a lot further with using less aim.
Exquisite. Memories once locked away from us.
Armor even higher. Yeah, this is a new ability I've never used before. First time using it, but it looks crazy. I can definitely see this is like a boss killing method. Just boosting up your side dancer just so they can do ridiculous outcomes.
Her strength inspires me. Memories once locked away from us.
Yep, like a movement skill like that allows me to move outside.
Memories once locked away from us.
But since this was just a... different kind of skill, like that interrupting shot. Yeah, I'm using all my characters pretty much bringing them to burst mode, which tosses them further back. Like that. Does high damage, smacks an enemy, stops them from doing something. Like this, the Mo. Smacks everyone in front. Yeah, that's a lot of negatives she got, but that's still she had a lot of she gained a lot of stuff. The missions are sometimes quicker. I'm just kind of moving along. No. I'm not moving as fast as I can. Just because I'm explaining stuff and playing. So yeah, there's different kinds of missions you can do. Oh, okay. Guess that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Armor's too tough. I can't crack it. Like this. this ability. This is one of my favorite abilities that they have, the Reaping. So it minuses armor and just starts letting you do crazy attacks. But the armor is too high for this. Which Mo made me through. Yep. Just knocks the enemy further back the timeline. That's one of the memories I have attached to it. Yeah, those guys are nuisances.
Impressive.
They just have a whole bunch of status effects and everything. So mission is done. That's just a hunt mission. Took out the enemies, getting sent back. They gain experience and they may
His
gain
blind
level
faith won't
and
shackle my
traits.
daughters.
Like 2 of them gain level, none of them gain traits. Traits just add to the character, who they are, what they do. Like Peace. If I go over her traits, humble. Yeah, more. Gain some more experience. I go to Felicity, she has a whole bunch. I've had her since the first run. And yeah, she has a lot of different abilities and things to do, and you can see, yeah. A lot of different things. Has more AP, does more damage, stuff like that. Part of Prudence. That's pretty much when you sacrifice a daughter to another one to heal them. They get a part of them that gives them bonuses. Each daughter does something different on every different kind of daughter. So like Swordmaster will do something different giving a Swordmaster versus giving it to a Shield Bearer. And then like Shield Bearers are different, so everything is different when you do it. They give different parts to different daughters.
Remember their
And yeah,
courage.
for the graveyard is when they die, you can resurrect them. So they're saved there, or you can forget them.
Give life to our daughters.
You can germinate, which is 200. And if you look up there, I have over 3,000.
Please,
I can easily
guide
make
her
one. You
well.
can change their name. You can rename them to whatever you want. If you care to or not. Me, I really don't care to, so... Yeah, you can just go there or you can back out. To make a new one, I really don't care. And confirm booth. There
Now,
you go. You got a new
unleash
daughter.
her on any who
But
stand in her way.
with a new daughter when they come, depending on what level they are, as they level up, they get more stuff. So yeah, the first 2 abilities are always the same. And then the next one, you can choose what to get. Reaping, which is actually very useful. I like that a lot. Or Dance of Revenge, which is okay. It's useful when you plan it. I don't know how to use it properly, so I never get it. So the first skill, I'm going to choose Reaping. Next one is I can choose Deadly Dance. It's useful, does, if you look at the thing, it smacks enemies. It does it over time, so it's 3 different attacks in a large area. That happens before the daughter activates again. This one is the reaction one that I showed you, which I find very useful. I have
Remember
plans
their
for it.
courage.
When you're done, you can rest and heal,
Give life
which
to our
Dream
daughters.
gives you that ability to do so.
Time slips by.
So the synapse tax where I can confront the boss is that usually on your first time through,
The door has
in the
closed.
center point in the middle
The drama is over.
of the days, that's when you fight the boss. I've already fought the boss, so it's active, it's open from day one, and I can fight the boss. But when it reaches the end of the days where the skull is, you cannot do anything but fight the boss. So yeah, and then like hunts I actually find very easy. I like doing those. They're the easiest ones to do, and it's not much effort. The reason why, like when you look at this, one reason why you do not, that I have so many daughters and I can only use 3, because every day they can only be used once during a synapse. They can be used once a synapse, then they rest. So you need multiple teams of daughters to use. And plus some daughters die. If you do, some of them die, so you want to have multiple teams so you're never low on one or you don't have a higher level one. And when you sacrifice a daughter, it has to be the same level or higher to that daughter to recover them. But the higher level they are when they sacrifice themselves is they give the daughter that they sacrifice to a bigger benefit. So like science there, different abilities. Like this one, Ghost Strike, which does more damage and it replaces.
Only a devil will block our
Take it
holy
out.
sacrament.
As you can see how the Blade Masters, they move, they want to move. They have the side set that moves them forward. They have the Lightning Strike that moves them forward. They just
Memories
always move.
once
They're the
locked away
fastest
from
ones there
us.
are. But that sacrifice comes in usually less life and less armor than the other daughters. So speed and damage, that's what they're all about. Then you have the Soul Slingers, which are your range units, and they have different abilities. They have a lot of buffing abilities and a lot of AoE abilities. So far, all I can ever see is that the daughters, as like this one here, has an ability called Leader. Any daughter that she is next to within the square around her, so pretty much within that square right there, they get a plus 40% bonus. And there's other abilities that they do have. Certain classes of daughters can only get certain abilities.
Striking.
Right there. And then Candace has an ability which is called Terrify. When she is next to an enemy, the enemy loses less armor. Or loses armor and dodge. So it's easier to hit them. So, Saving Grace. Since it's the first turn, they will not attack. Enemies 99% of times will not attack during the first turn. Because like that, a delay. Yeah, it would not use a snapshot. Unless you're next to them or close enough where they can use something. So like that one, the big one will attack. Has the ability to attack when it first comes, first turn. These guys, the guys with guns, will use a delayed attack sometimes, but will never use the quick snapshot unless you are within, like, that square of them. So if you're not within that square of them, the chances of them attacking you is like 90% they will not attack you. So let's do Ghost Strike on this guy. With enough to kill him. And that gives me the back attack. I believe on this one, nope. I'm still able to kill
No
it.
mercy.
But But yeah, so it's pretty much a game. I'm having fun. I'm probably going to be recording some
locked
more
away from us.
and showing you like boss battles and different things. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, and remember, most importantly of all, always love the kill hound.